I got this lovely shot of Joe's head looking around like he's running the tech as the music comes in.
Just playing with all my new fucking screens. It's so much fun.
He got it.
This Rod of Wonders is nutty.
Hey. Just because I screwed up a crit card and went to that chart about Rod of Wonders doesn't mean I'm... You know what? I don't want to talk about that right now. Right now, we're going to run some logos. I gotta say, I hold the artwork shot a little longer than normal or necessary now in the logos because I just love the artwork.
It's newness.
The newness of the... I've been walking around with my cards, and on my day off, you know.
I went old school today.
Nice.
Doug is showing off his pale blue, very first Star Wars We Shot First shirt that he bought back when he was a fan.
This one's colored. The first one had not been colored yet.
Oh gosh, you're right.
You had Cheryl, I think, or your daughter?
No, Cheryl. No, we printed it off, and Cheryl had these artist alcohol pens or something. They don't look like kids' pens that do lines. It all blurs in. It's nice. She used her $70 marker set.
Yeah, my first one you can't even see the picture very well anymore on, so I'll have to order a new old black and white version and call it my first shirt.
Okay. Hey, my Dice Before Dishonor shirt with the sayings on it just freaking melted, and but that's okay.
But the shirts are good. They're decent quality shirts. Just
doesn't sound like it.
The listeners at hey, it's been 5 years.
Well, we've got new artwork for the Age of Ashes show, and yes, Doug's character is in that art, despite me teasing him that his cameo is a pending ending. It still is.
Yeah, but you sold me out and turned me into branding.
That's right. I put the Dicewise logo on his shield. You like that?
I'm a shill. I'm a corporate shill.
I do that in all the artwork.
No, it's great.
Okay. Happy to be a company man, right?
Yes, sir.
We are.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Finally at the end, I believe. I promised this last episode, but the fight and all the chatting went so long. We are finally at the end of book 2. We have 95 episodes. This is episode 96. And if you take off the 8 episodes of our homebrew stuff where they went to the brewery, that would make this episode 88. Still a fuck ton of episodes. Just so you know, in the podcasting world, why are you crying, Matt? 45 is a nice round number. Double it, you get 90, and here we are, 2 seasons worth of in one season for your listening, viewing pleasure. There was a lot of tangents, but not joke tangents, rules tangents. So in the new year, we are going to focus on a single rule set. We're going to try to, when this finishes, we're going to put this down for a month or so. We're going to shoot one series so I can keep my brain and rules lawyers in line with my new mug. Because I'm the DM. No explanation necessary, is what it says. I should get a marker and make that a G.
I'd like to argue.
Depends on who you play with.
No. Softer.
All hail the mug.
All hail the mug. Yeah, really. They start bitching. I'm just going to throw my mug up and against the screen. Yeah, I'm listening to you. Thanks, Joe. Not changes. Like, you will still get Pathfinder 2nd Edition content 5th, 15th, 25th. You'll still get Star Wars content 10, 20, 30. Just might not be our major shows until we can bank this footage. And then we'll swing to the other show. And I'm hoping by February, March, everything will pan out where even though we are playing a whole bunch of one and then switching to the other, your month of uploads and downloads will be consistent. You will get every 5 days a show, plus all the Monday shows that are sprinkled in there, for free. You don't have to be a patron. We are not allowed. Paizo does not allow paywalls, and I don't agree with them anyway. But we do appreciate your support. our latest pitch, if you go to Teespring, Teespr spring.com/rollmongers, you can find our website store where you can order mugs, posters, stickers, socks, blankets, t-shirts, and we put our very special shout out to Julius at Seeker Art, our brand new Age of Ashes artwork up there. And I'm talking 2 massive elven portals where the Dragon Duck Hawk is so big he's got an eyeball looking out at one. And we have our orc with his Dicewise Entertainment Shield. We have our Monk Druid. We have our Elbrick Stonechucker, who is purposely short because he's so big you just think he'd be bigger in person. We have a cleric sitting down on the ground with his flask. We have Frank Hamilton, a thank you and homage to his dwarven fighter, one of the original dwarven cousins. And, of course, our, hey, Aiden, can you play? Because we lost a couple players. Can I play a goblin? Sure. Lobrak, who has stabbed and foot curb stomped his way into our hearts.
And through your hearts.
And through our hearts, yeah. And through our hearts.
To that delicious spine.
So let's go to...
and if you do want to be a patron, go over to patreon.com, Rollmongers, and feel free to sign up and support the show.
Man's Duggan pulling out every stop to stay. Look, Jeff, I'm helping.
Does that dragon think like orc?
Man, I never targeted any player specifically. You know,
Until
I didn't have to. You know, each one seemed to have like a little bit of a script of like what chewy flavor of cleric it would prefer. A lot of them prefer cleric. What can I say?
Yeah.
You know, or the cleric finally gets initiative over Aiden, and what does he do? He steps into the mouth of the whatever. It's just a lot of happenstance. But here we are, guys. The scene comes down. I'm just going to pull up the map here. All goes quiet in this massive Skull of Dahak room. And we've got so pull up the map just to be certain here. Are there more rooms? Are there hidden rooms? Is there a basement to this place? I don't think there's a basement in a swamp. Check the floorboards for the basement in a swamp. Let's zoom in here. Zoom right in. Let's get a really tight shot. Al left the room.
We still have to have our victory barbecue because they've got that sick barbecue pit set up for us.
Oh, yeah. There's lots going on.
I personally have never, ever savored hellhound ribs, but
okay,
sound good.
Ribs.
While Nero Sandvilbender, the giant frog, steps aside, remains vigilant, and gets caught up with our dwarven cousin, Stepan Oakenheart, and he's trying to do all the dwarven hugs and handshakes, and Miros is showing how to do it in frog form with his tongue or whatever, and keeps those two distracted, but they're supposed to be on guard duty. There is still the matter of an actual large red dragon with a large curved orbish shard impaled into it, held down by magical chains, and during the combat it was asking you, first in Draconic and then in sort of a broken common, for your help. With Lobrak dancing on a chain over this pit of golden lava that is suspending the actual ritual sacrificial looking altar. I mean, even a dummy would see this as an altar, man. You got a pit of gold, right? It's supposed to be the blood of Dahak, according to lore that we've established through your character's knowledge in that book, right? Got a giant dragon skull with magical eye. Oh, nope, they're gone. They went missing. Don't ask Lobrak where they went. And everything goes quiet. We killed all the mooks. We killed this high priestess. And then we're all kind of like looking at each other and looking at this red dragon. And it's kind of like looking at you like it's waiting. like doesn't want to make any sudden moves while chained down and impaled. I mean, what's it going to do, right? What do you guys do?
What Do I know about red dragons?
Yes, I'd like to do a
Well,
Being a dragon scholar,
Knowledge
I'll
check.
give you a lore roll as soon as my client boots up here.
okay. All right.
let's see. I've got I'm good at just about anything. I'm decent. I should say I'm decent.
Okay.
Probably not religion. Arcana maybe.
Dragons are usually covered in Arcana, yes.
All right, I'm gonna drop that in
Now,
the tower.
there is something religious going on here. Vicar, you want to get
I
in on
don't
this?
know if that's a dragon.
What?
Got a 6 on the dice for
It's
a
probably
knowledge
a
arcana.
wyvern. Yeah, I bet it's a wyvern.
Oh, that's supposed to be in the tower, you know.
Oh, that means you get to re-roll. No.
No.
No, I like this better.
Yeah, it's a wyvern.
He's not sure it's a dragon.
This is a
That's
big lizard.
in the tower.
Come on.
Not sure if
What
it's
do I know?
red dragons. They are changed over from the classic to second edition, but bear in mind, goblins, no offense, used to be a monster that we would kill on sight. Now they're party members. There's a lot more acceptance of race, culture, and a lot of gray area going on in the sort of just because I'm this monster or this. Usually acceptance comes from humanoids. 2 feet, 2 hands, talking head. I can walk into town. I can wear clothes. Please don't kill me just because I'm a hobgoblin kind of thing. There's a lot of that going on. But some of this does bleed over to the monster world. We met frog people, Gripplies, and then we met other frog people, Bullywogs, and some were very nice, had really good weed. Some were very evil and just attacked us on sight. Right?
Give me some of that frog weed.
Classically, okay. The recall knowledge, or are we talking like a lore kind of thing?
This was a lore dive for me.
Okay.
Same.
Let's have a look here. Large dragon. Despite this thing being incapacitated practically, I mean, I love how this thing has, they give it effects. It's enfeebled this and it's all that, like your work's done, Paladin. You don't need to touch him. You know, like dude's got some serious debuffs on him to reflect his actual flavor text of being impaled and chained to an altar. But that said, this thing still emits an aura, emotion, mental fear aspect of a frightful presence within 90 feet. It's a scary, nasty thing, you know, tied to a table. But they are super intelligent, super wealthy. Not a lot of creatures have the word hoard attached to treasure. It's like treasure, this small change.
Now we gotta cool his treasure off. It's on the burn down below.
Oh my god, they just melted. That's so mean. We're before we sacrifice you, here's all your belongings. We're gonna melt them.
And melt you in them, although he's immune to that.
Probably. I could go on. Maybe something specific.
Well, I'm happy to help it out, but I, in some ways, am deferring to the others on how they want to treat it. I'm inclined to redemption and treating with it.
That's
true.
My
nature.
That's well played, Doug.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you didn't walk into its lair and it's going, let's make a deal, where it has the upper hand. You know what I mean? Like, this thing is dangerous, still has its pride, but reached out to you guys, said, help me. And now it's all quiet, looking at you guys.
I think more basically, how inclined would this dragon be to keep its word?
Dragons are usually pretty good at
you mean,
that.
is it
kind of...
Is it being cunning or is it being
okay,
or is it not?
Sense motive? What's sense motive in this game?
A green perception.
Okay.
A green dragon are the ones that have the reputation for like never can be trusted kind of thing. Same with black, right? White are a bit jumpy. Red are at the top of the food chain with blues, just like gold and silvers. You know, they each have their arm. Now they're supposed to be the mirror. This dragon, the red, top of the food chain, is supposed to be everything a gold dragon isn't. But it's a brand new world out there. You know what I mean? And this thing not only looks beat up, you know, now that you see one in person,
I would like to approach it and say in common, I see your pain. Like you, my people are often mistaken and taken at face value for what we are. We'd like to be able to help you and trust you and help you move past this place if you'll allow us to help you get out of here.
Without eating the goblin.
And I'm happy to do a diplomacy check, maybe?
I get could.
And I'm happy to reach around his head while he's making his nice speech and just cover his mouth halfway through.
And that's fine. You leave it.
I was worried about Ryan doing shit like that. Now I got
Those dwarves, man.
He brings up a very good point. Put the arm around. But while I've got your attention here, Glug Glug, do you mind taking some time to have a look at our companion's wounds?
There you go. That right there, Joe. That's why Cheryl left the show. Right there. There's a cleric. Hello. Hey, Paladin. You know how to heal shit. No, just kidding.
And I will address it in Draconian.
Okay.
No fair.
Dragon.
No fair.
I'm not a Dragonlance dragon. Draconic will do.
Hello there, dragon. You seem to be in a bit of a bind. I haven't had much dealing with your kind in the past, but I do know a thing or two. If you give us your word that you'll pass on any information you have about what exactly's been going on here, and perhaps a wee bit of your hoard for our trouble, we'd be happy to set you free and even heal your wounds.
Doug's doing this great impression of me with my mouth covered because, you know.
Glug Glug here agrees with me. And I'll drop some diplomacy out there because,
Okay,
you know,
okay.
I keep trying to reach out to lay hands on the dragon, but can't quite reach.
I'm a redeemer, but it's a dragon. But I'm a redeemer, but it's a dragon. Like you do in the Phantom hand where you're holding your own wrist and it's got a mind of its own, like the evil hand. Like,
Well, I'm pretending to let Ulbrich hold me back.
okay, well, it looks like Albric's up there. Okay, so let's put yourselves in position. Like I know we're just role playing.
Yeah, well, I'm right where I would have been, and Ulbrich
like
would have
Al's
come
like
up.
in the next room. So let's get in here, Al. You know, get right up in my face there. You know, there you go.
Yep.
Where are you, cleric? In there too? Okay.
And yes, I am absolutely staying balancing
Okay.
on the chain back here.
This creature's been watching you. And now the fight's over, it watches you each closely. A party dynamic. Who is in control? And your choice to speak to me directly is honorable. And yet it chooses to speak common so that you alone, Elbrick, dwarf, do not control the conversation. And in case you, by no fault of your own, misinterpret my words, this creature is proud enough to speak for itself. So it switches to common and says,
Greetings, adventurers. Of my hoard, I will gladly tell you where it lies in exchange for my freedom. As for Melmazar and his cult that has betrayed me, I will also gladly treat your questions. What would you have of me?
start on this chain right there. It kind of lifts a wing, you know. While you start sawing, points at Lobrak, you know, I'll talk. It agrees.
I would like to do a medicine check, if I may.
Okay.
I'll just give kind of a head tilt towards Albrick.
Yeah, that is a bone saw he's holding, not a chainsaw, but you know.
That's close enough. Threw it in the tower.
Okay.
What injuries do I see besides chains being impaled?
Well, the worst one is he's not just impaled, right? He's magically impaled. This shard is wedged in there, And as he breathes and as his natural regeneration, bleeding out, healing up, right? It's like the energy of the shard is fighting it to stay in place. You're not even sure you get that sucker out so easily. Certainly not with like basic medicine. That being said, the creature has been wounded, is exhausted. As you can see by the picture, he's got like 2 cuts on the neck. His snodge is a little scarred up from like an old scar. He's not prouncing and posing. He's curled up. And despite the chains just sort of overlaying him, he seems to be acting very fatigued. Not the dragon he once was.
I'll take some time and examine the impaling device using Knowledge Arcana to see if I can figure out a way to remove it, or I'll even dispel it if necessary.
Okay.
Do not touch that. Please.
That was hilarious.
Higher ritual first was cast upon me. Simple magics. No offense, dwarf.
It's a little garbly. Can you come back again? My common is really bad. It's got an Orcish accent to it. I don't know.
Oh my god.
The dragon asks that you please don't mess with it. Let's start with him, getting up off this altar and telling you where your reward is, kind of thing. I know you want your patient pinned down, as it were, and he will happily take some like regular medicine, but I'm curled up and pinned. It actually kind of keeps you from working on him. So again, there's that trust. I will say, Al, with the lore, his current beat up condition seems to make him a lot more friendly than your,
Amicable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gee, I wonder why.
So before we get set to pulling them apart, we'll do a little powwow. I think some healing should be spread out just in case something goes awry. I'd rather not be going into this.
Okay. Well, he asks you, wants to know who you are.
I'll do the full introduction.
Ooh.
Albrecht. What's my middle name? Let's see.
I can't remember.
Francis.
Albrecht J. You know,
Francis.
You just have an initial. It's like
For all the Deadpool fans out there, please make it Francis.
Francis.
Albrecht Francis Stonechucker.
Albert F.
Just-
Stone.
Yeah.
AF. All right, I can handle that.
Okay. He doesn't say Francis, just so the audience knows. He never says it's Francis. He just says Albrecht F.
Albrecht F. Stonechugger of the clan Stonechugger, hailing from the Five Kings Mountains, and more recently from a wee little village, which I can't for the life of me remember the name right now. Holder of the deed of Citadel Alderane.
I am Siren, as in Kyrion, but best that I'd like to. I am Siren. It is your pleasure to... It is good. Great. Yes. Well met. The beast seems to struggle with its own pride, knowing better than to, like, it's your pleasure to meet my ass. Yeah, right, I'm pinned down.
So yeah, if we can dish out some healing before we get into this, just in case, while
just a little measure of, yeah, sure, it's nice, yeah.
touch me.
This is probably going to take me a while. Just want me to get started now.
What, killing it? Undo the healing from the other end? What?
Removing the chains.
Oh.
And we need something along the lines of sequential 10-minute periods, probably, given where I am on my focus spells, and perhaps you can only do it like once an hour.
Hence, I offered the conversation first, right? While our diplomats talk to it. You guys have your 10-minute to analyze situation. Yeah, rest up.
And I'll examine the chains and work out the. Do I have any engineering skills? I don't think I do, but maybe crafting.
I'm going to use my, after 10 minutes, when I get one of my focus points back, I'm going to lay hands on Vicar Niles per instructions. And I'll do that now.
What are these chains made out of?
They're masterwork chains, like they're a base metal, but they're masterwork, so that can actually hold an enchantment.
And then I'll do my ping to detect magic, but I guess it's kind of
The entire place.
yeah. The whole place is magical because you're inside the belly of a dragon,
Yeah.
mystical dragon god.
Well, technically it's Avatar, but yeah, we won't split hairs. Medicine check. I am currently rocking 60 hit points of my original 210, Dr. Vicar.
So wound. Okay. Wounded.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking to the dragon, Kieran?
Kyron.
Okay. I don't know if I can.
I don't know. The way they printed my name is messed up, so, you know.
How do they spell it? Throw it in the chat.
There you go.
So speaking to the dragon, introduce myself.
Kyrion.
Yeah.
Kyrian? Okay, fair enough. Kyrian.
Joe, you sounded very flat. I don't know if you're
Oh,
trouble
sorry.
buffer.
Is that a little better?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I was way away from my mic.
Okay.
But speaking to the dragon, Kyrian. Yes, Kyrian, or whatever.
Whatever you prefer.
Whatever you prefer, big
really,
monster.
Really holding it in here.
Yeah. But stating, I am Niles Albright. And what is that thing sticking in you?
What is a vicar?
What is a vicar? That is a name of a priest.
Priest.
A higher rank of a priest.
Okay. You admit your priest, his eyes narrow at you suspiciously. Doesn't
Yes,
seem to like
of Killian. Take it. Would you like a drink?
No.
No, okay.
Thank you. Okay.
Y'all, I think he's super nice.
For a dragon, I guess.
He has been so polite to us and so sweet.
Why have you come to kill Belmazog?
We were sent here by the elves. Apparently, a plague of blindness had struck them every time they left their settlement. They asked us to go investigate, and though it took some time, the investigation led us here to the lair of that. And I walk over and give the unconscious Balthazar a little of that slag.
See. The elves have been blinded, you say. It is this place. This false gods, past bones. The magic the cult has drawn from it, and me, as its focus, blind the elves. And he says the word elves, but you can tell he doesn't like saying it. Not an elf fan.
So you're telling me that this is the skeleton of what's the dragon?
Big D? Yeah.
Big D. What the hell is his name?
I will
Your
not
daddy?
say his name.
Yeah, daddy. Yeah.
I will not say his name. But yes, you are correct.
The hawk. There we go. Sorry. It's been a while.
Again, he squints at you, cleric, for saying what he says. He doesn't want to say, he who must not be named. Voldemort! That's it, Voldemort! He's looking at you like,
Damn
straight. He grimaces like you slapped him. Dead guy's got bigger bones than me. It's all about size of dragons. Who knows?
Pump out the healing. Now, Balmazog is not dead, correct? Balmazog is still alive, just unconscious?
Did you guys not try to do like a little bit of a non-lethal bop with Miros?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yep. So might want to tie her up.
Yeah. Tie her up, gag her.
Yeah.
Remove any rings. You know what I mean? Like,
Strip
I'm
down to nothing.
not saying strip them naked, but
Strip
probably
them
not a
naked.
bad idea.
Strip them naked.
Lobrak volunteers to search the search the body.
Okay. The Bugard / dragon hybrid, right? The dragon, as you like make her naked, like kind of lifts his head away. And I'm not looking at the naked half dragon girl. No, not me. He's kind of like a little embarrassed, but he keeps looking.
Like I
she
said,
was evil, but she's not.
we don't have to strip her naked, but
Too late.
I mean, I don't have to.
it's like,
crop
oh no,
priest
that
is going
underwear
to.
is obviously enchanted.
The corrupt priest is in there.
No, we're not giving rapey vibes.
Oh,
I mean, I'm not.
Oh. No, it was to relieve the person of magical gear so that even if they had undies of escape or some bullshit, there's
Exactly.
no chance. Okay. No, I'm sure her slimy
We
integrity
should take a
is
good
intact.
10 minutes to do this.
Okay, that's creepy. Take her clothes off 10 minutes.
Favor this one, you know.
The dragon.
Well, I meant
was
all of the
later.
I meant all of the bodies and searching and tying up. and searching
even
the room.
Chiron's like, can we wear this up? You know?
Oops.
Can we just skip
round
to
up
Not what I meant.
gems.
Not what I meant.
skip
that
to the
were
highlights
popped
of the
out of
video?
the eyes of the skull.
What
The
eyes?
The eyes of the skull are missing currently. Strange.
Well, there was one that hit the floor.
Yeah, it's skittered away over there somewhere. You want to go look for it?
Yes.
Okay. You don't find it. Because somebody else went for it already.
Okay.
No, he did state. He's like, as soon as he hopped down, right? He's like, I go get
Oh,
that gem. I remember that. He's like, I go get that other gem. Now I'll come back.
And then yeah, so once we're like recuperated, we'll set to work on releasing the beast.
Okay, so while you
We
guys
probably
are...
need a good 30 minutes to.
Oh, yeah, of
recuperate
course.
down here.
That's fine.
Right.
I'm in no hurry, really. I've been a while, yeah.
Yeah, and I'll explain to him that once we've recouped from the battle that you just watched go down, we'll set to work.
Okay. You got any more questions
I'll
for this
offer
dude?
him food and drink.
He politely declines.
Yeah, I can't say I blame you. It looks like it's going right through your gullet. It'd probably leak out anyway.
Do you have any more questions for him?
Sure. How a beast of his obvious power and strength could have been waylaid in such a manner?
Belmazog and I had an irreconcilable philosophical disagreement. Oh, fuck, Camus really gonna rate me on that one. I was of the opinion that she is an idiot. After a persuasive argument on her part, I am forced to amend my argument. She is an idiot with the good fortune to have powerful supporters in the Scarlet Triad.
Scarlet Triad. I've
Bitch,
heard
jump
that
me with
name
that
before.
fucking
Is
gold.
that not the same organization that the necromancer was working for?
I know not of a necromancer.
Well, I'm not asking the dragon. I'm asking the GM.
Sorry, I've been. I'm kind of lonely, so like any questions just voiced in the air, I'm gonna jump on. You know what I'm saying?
The Scarlet Triad. It's not the first time I've heard of them. What can you tell me about this organization?
An organization of foreigners who seem to delight in meddling with zealots, as far as I can tell. They were using us, certainly. They were too powerful and had too many resources to want us as equals. I suspect they're using the Cinder Claws to prepare this region for some unknown plans of their own. All of which I told Balmazog repeatedly, but no, Balmazog knows best. Well, we know where that got her. And he looks over, sneaking one more peek because it's a total excuse. I mean, I just mentioned her smoothly in dialogue. He goes over there, you know.
Aye.
Lobrak's got the
first
magical
time I've heard
onions.
somebody bowing to the whims of power and selling out their friends.
I'm not saying he took them off Balmazog, but somehow Lobrak has magical undies on his head, but we'll get back to that.
Ew.
Yeah, and there's a cloak around her.
Dragon
Not a
folk.
monster.
Once you are finished freeing me, and I have told you all that I know, implying there might be more, I would leave this region to recover. But if you honor your word, release me freely, I will give you my hoard. I currently cannot take it with me. I will tell you its location.
Aye, that sounds like a fair bargain. I know your kind are honorable in their own way, and I feel I can trust your word. And you should be able to trust ours too. As much as I have a healthy fear for your kind. I cannot look past the situation that you're in and still feel that you're pure evil.
Thank you. Oh, I mean, no, not to worry, Sir Dwarf. He's turning, and like the vicar's eyes are following the shard in his chest, so it's like,
What the hell is that? Something not powerful to hurt a dragon.
This shard is of something powerful, a fragment that the Scarlet tried gifted to Balgamzog to aid her in the ritual she performed to raise the dragon pillars. Those pillars and this shard were responsible for the initial blinding of those whom you work for. You will not say elves or Yukajay.
Okay.
Do you know of a way we can remove this from you without doing further harm?
He actually looks down and prods it, it says. That's funny. Chiron replies, looking down at his wound and prodding it slightly. This little wing comes out, right? The gold around the wound inflicted by the shard is a manifestation of its power, I think. It's painful, but not agonizing. It's a complete violation of my personal autonomy. Magical undies are not. But from an arcane viewpoint, it's really very interesting. Poke, poke. I wish I knew what it was or where it came from. However, a wing goes up as the vicar steps forward. I am reasonably sure taking it out will kill me, so no.
Can I examine it a lot closer without taking it out? A knowledge check of anything?
He would prefer that you guys heal him up and free him, and then, I'm in a position to like stop, as opposed to you going, I just want to have a look, and oh, look at that, I pulled the thorn out, ripped the banding off. Look, guys, it's fine, and then he freaking dies. Oh, sorry, dude.
Fair enough.
He gets squirmy if you get leaning over his chest where the thing's sticking out.
So yeah, and then
space, dude.
Once we're healed and in better condition and Balmazog is secure, we'll set Miros to keep in his frog form to keep a froggy hand to keep her in place, and start to try to release the bindings
somehow.
He goes on to explain why he hates fears to Hawk. Because Balmazog used him, she hoped he would serve as Dahak's new avatar. But I serve well enough to an unwilling vessel for the destroyer's power. Do you know what it is to look upon the face of a god? To know that all your wrath and hate could burn the whole world clean, and that you would still be nothing more than a dying spark in the face of said inferno?
No, I can't say I do, but
You
sounds
guys-
pretty scary. Really.
Between the trap and the tunnel, you guys got a little bit of that imagery of, Maybe not.
I felt that A with the trap and B when all those barrels exploded way back when.
What?
Oh yeah.
I know what you mean.
I can't say he's got an eyebrow, but the bone ridge above his thing goes up a little arch, and he turns his head backwards to look at the goblin and says, "Then you understand."
Quite.
Sorry, what was in the tower for what again?
Oh, thievery, as I'm going to start just trying to pick the locks on the chains, I assume.
Yes. And even if it's welded, like with no lock, possibly a little trickery to chip away at the binding on the mount of the altar, because the cement technically is not as strong as metal, and you might be able to, loosen moorings and things, so Lobrak's getting to be on the right track here.
And I'll go again.
Okay, so he's working away.
I've been walking around the room every 10 minutes, laying hands on each person.
Okay. Are you targeting them so we can?
I've already done it. I've just spent the last hour. It looks like.
Yeah,
going
no, that's
10
fine.
minute, 10 minute, 10 minute.
We
10
got
minute.
time. Okay.
And so I've already done that, and it's already in the character sheets.
Okay. So it seems he was privy to the cult's plans, and now is hinting that they had a more powerful benefactor. But you guys don't know what they actually planned or what their end game was.
Yeah. Well, I'll ask how they contacted the Scarlet Triad, I believe was the name. Yeah.
Emissaries appeared a while back with gifts. They brought the golem, they brought the shard, they had an entourage, and then they left the jungle and with instructions, and then there's like correspondence, magically or written. It's not like there's a ambassador.
How did they leave the jungle? We came here by some interesting means ourselves.
By boat, I believe. I think they would come by boat. They don't have access to the portals, but...
How many lanterns were hung up?
What does the dragon know about the portals?
The Cinderclaws, the cult, were planning to secure the Aedara. He calls the Elven... He usually uses the Elven term. That those elves are guarding. But in the grand scheme of things, Belmazog already got what she claimed she wanted. Hunter Gate was opened, and it is only a matter of time before Dahak tries to force his way out of it. Chiron's mouth grims in a gruesome smile. I doubt Belmazog is quite so happy about her success now that her power doesn't directly benefit from it. He stares down at her unconscious body.
Right.
Anything else? I'd say about this time, the dragon is getting up. You healed him up a bit. How much healing did we give me? An actual number.
I don't think any healing was given to the dragon yet.
Specifically.
Not until it got released.
Okay, so he gets up. He steps off the altar onto like the side floor. We'll just move him over here. Get the hell off this altar. That's damn straight. Comes over here to away from the giant frog. And, careful to wing or cover the shard lets you examine him tip to tail and stitch and ply hands and, type of thing.
Okay.
He has a look at you. He has a sniff of you guys. Anyone gets close, he has a big sniff. Get used to you, see you, smell you, remember you. Looks at your trappings, that you're legit. You don't pull out some evil Ugathoa. Oh, yeah, this will heal you, buddy. Like, you know what I mean? The guy's not an idiot, so.
I will cautiously approach at the end of that and offer a lay on hands.
For the orc, for you, champion, redeemer or not, this is a creature of pure strength. Not like a giant, lift up, right? Power through strength, strength of presence, strength of muscle, strength of magic. It is impressive.
We do have to touch you. As I sort of gently reach my hand out to...
I'll allow it.
And I'm not touching the spear through it or anything. I'm touching
This is my magical healing spear. You imagine if you actually had a legit weapon that healed all the misunderstandings as you swung it around. I'm here to help you. I'm here to help.
No, I'm trying to help.
That's been a thing in some animes I've seen.
My dagger does 1d4, but it heals 1d10. Trust me, stabby stab. The sneak attack damage actually goes towards the healing. This is our next campaign. The evil, misunderstood party. Anyway, so what have you got for me for hit points?
I dropped 30 on you. I've already done it.
Okay, so there's 10 on there. I'm giving myself 20 temps. Okay.
Is it full? Yeah.
Well, it fills them to 60 because it does not think you're going to heal them. But I'm just tracking just for, numbers are
They're
fun.
real.
Yeah.
Yeah, all 30 are real.
Okay, so you bring them up to 80 hit points, just so the audience and you guys medically, out of 210 was Vicar's estimate. He's at 80, so this is what the kind of, you probably want to get him above half before he's going to try and fly out of here or leave, as promised. Probably needs more hit points before he's going to reveal where the treasure is, so that if you guys betray him, he can fight you off and fuck off. But
I'll also apply some healing to the dragon.
okay.
Twice. I'll do it twice. I'm a nice guy.
Lobrak's ignoring me. I don't trust the cleric. The orc's a fanboy. The orc's a fanboy, but this charismatic, and I don't know why, dwarf, I understand. I don't like dwarves, but I understand them. Mountains are my domain.
Love of gold.
Yeah, just the classic dwarf versus the fire dragon. They nest in the mountains normally. What the hell is he doing here in Drungle? Who knows? Lured by timeshare. Who knows?
Oops, I was healing Balmazog. That's not who I...
No, wrong one.
No.
Jumps
No.
up. Thank you.
Oh, that feels so much better.
Yeah.
I feel that in my enchanted underpants.
I was wrong. Who's took my thong?
Can y'all stop with that?
Sorry. Take it off your head, dude, and we'll stop.
I did not put it up there. Thank you very much.
That's what you get for stepping away from the microphone, man. It magically appeared.
Is that a lampshade?
Is that a lampshade? Lobrak is the bomb at parties, man, I tell you. Last time he got all oiled up, but never mind.
Trying to turn every fight into a frat party from the 80s.
Now, there's an angle for a CC cleric. Every fight is a frat party. Gets people hosed. Yeah, you're all my friends. Well, that's subduing, right? A non-lethal damage. Everyone's vomiting with sick and condition spells.
So yeah, 27 hit points back to the large dragon.
I just invented a spell, conjure toilet, and then the closest people feel like they're at a frat party. I must vomit in it, Aiden, hold the hair. Anyway, sorry. Thank you.
Mind altering.
Lay on hands. Would be.
Well, if you can surround
This
me
is
by
so convenient. I've, conjured bathroom, but there's a twist.
Yeah. Yeah, there's two chicks in front of you. One's holding the other's hair going, get out. It's Brittany's sick. Dude, I got to pee. Toilet of Inconvenience, the summoning. No, if you can summon mirrors that make me look at myself and face myself and fear myself, anything's possible, right? Anyway, don't ever let me play a wizard. That is the moral to this story. So you guys are healing away. There is that bit where you were talking to him. He leans in. And I wonder, I'm pretty sure, in Dwarvish.
Oh.
Aha.
Yeah. The vicar's ears perk up and he pretends not to listen. I always wanted to ask this. It just suddenly occurred to me, you have adventurers, you got a red dragon you can talk to. And good role playing, you asked it all kinds of module stuff. And I decided it's a dragon that breaks first and leans in. It's I always got to ask this. Why not a party of dwarves or a party of humans? Or why do you guys all mix? How do you get along? How do you put your differences aside? For greed, for wealth, for fame, for power? Will you inevitably betray each other? I'm sorry, that's more than one question, but I got to ask.
Well, that's rather simple. And he reaches into his cloak and he pulls out his flask.
You're gonna pull up your Sith puppy for this betrayal. You know.
We're pretty much shit canned all the time, so if one of us wrongs another one, or there's a bit of a cultural difference where people is butting heads, we forget about it by the next time we're waking up in the morning.
You would purposely dull your senses, your intellect, and your reflexes out in this dangerous world. Yeah, it's even dangerous for me, looking at fanboy.
Have you spent any time in society?
Well, there was this one time in college, I polymorphed into it.
Our
Little bit.
adventures in the jungle, I've hardly drank at all. I've only had to fill me flask once. But when I'm in that city, oh, the daftness of civilization.
What city do you hail from? There are 5 kingdoms in that mountain, and there are 5 kings, because if you go back in history enough, they all don't get along. So
I do
it's like
know
5
this.
lords of leaping.
I don't know if I put it in my notes or not, but I do know this.
What city? Well, you're talking about Breach Hill, right? But he thinks you're talking about some massive city in the...
In the 5 King Mountains, yeah.
Well, you said you're from, right?
I'll tell him. These days I hail from Citadel Altarin in the highlands around Breach Hill. I fancy myself a bit of a brewer.
In Isengard. You
We're
tell him
taking
you
the
tell him the
pub
country. You tell him the country where it's from. Like you tell him where it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Perhaps you'll come by sometime and visit.
Oh, you probably won't see me till like the last module, but yeah, okay. I'll consider. I mean,
Come by and see me sometime.
I'll give him the spiel. Magic infused alcoholic potions.
Yeah, I've been magically infused all week. Looking at the altar and this thing sticking on me, I'm good. Thanks, bro, but I'm good.
It's
you guys-
going to change the world.
You guys finish healing, right?
Yep.
You have saved, you have spared my life. I will not forget this kindness, but I warn you, do not let that one or any of her worshippers of this, and he hawks a big loogie and it sticks to the side of the skull and slowly drips down the skull of the hawk, suffer drawing any more breath of Moagi Expanse air. I bid you farewell. Look to the back of the room where Belmazog had slyly, basically, he explains in a word that she convinced him to move his horde here for protection, so it's here actually. It's not out there in the wilderness. He tells you where it is.
That's awfully convenient.
And unless you guys stop him, he will literally break a hole. Through the hole, Oakhart came through. He flies out that hole, busts the ceiling, makes it bigger.
Tears the ceiling out. Okay.
Yeah, and flies off.
But just before he goes,
Yep.
I would like to do a whatever knowledge check on that fucking thing that's sticking out of his chest.
Okay.
I want to know what it is.
Arcana.
Arcana? Okay, great. Can I choose something else?
Sure.
I would like to install a GPS tracker on it.
I'll drop it.
Arcana? Okay, well, I can do
I
Arcana.
could only invent the receiver. Damn my intelligence, right?
I've got Arcana too, so
I'm charming, not smart. Damn my sorcery.
Threw it in the tower for you.
Throw everything you got in the tower.
Well, that's just Arcana. You asked for Arcana, I gave it to you. So
Okay.
I want to know what takes, doesn't
Yeah.
kill a dragon, but hurts a dragon. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. I'm not telling you.
does not hurt a dragon, makes it stronger. What?
No, he's messed up. It literally says he flies off for a while to recover from the trauma.
That's a trauma.
I mean, I know we're pretty crass, but trauma?
No, dude was part of 2 rituals and
True.
betrayed, and they talk him up. Then they're like, "You're going to be the new god." And
So this pool of molten gold.
yeah,
How do
we,
we pull it off?
Start scooping pouring bars.
it's incredibly hot. So
That's fine.
porting it might be a problem. Anyway, he just told you where the horde is. Go have a look.
Yep. Let's go find the horde.
But
For
like I
the
said,
horde!
for Gibson's knowledge, your combined efforts 31, 27, 20, not bad. I'll actually reveal the rules. Okay. I can tell you 3 things, but it's going to be vague because, first of all, it's from an artifact. It's a piece of one. So without knowing, without seeing the whole thing, it is a shard from an actual crystal or some kind of glass artifact.
Okay.
Okay, so it's some kind of crystal or glass, and it's a smashed piece from said artifact. And it's still powerful enough that they've maybe added a little enchantment or not, or as its true form, used it to impale this dragon and subdue it. Because like I said, he is way more mild and less rage and blah, blah, blah than normal. Right?
Okay.
Okay.
If mine was the lowest roll, you can throw in something bullshit because I have dubious knowledge.
I don't know. Mine might be lower.
Who says I haven't already?
I know, yeah.
True enough.
Also, I can tell you that it is obviously a powerful magical item listed as relic or artifact. I think it actually is artifact. I just got to look in my notes. Okay, so it's an artifact.
Impressive.
It's a piece of an artifact that even while broken somehow was re-enchanted, or its current enchantment was strong enough to not do its original purpose, but it's got to be dragon related, right? It's either some mithril blah blah. Oh well, that's enough for a dragon hide. You know, like it's a redundant thing that it's like a star gem would actually pierce a dragon and a golem, and you know what I mean. And the dragon isn't tough enough, or it's specifically, magic draconic related, and they stab him with it.
Sweet.
My cousin Bobby had one of these.
Got a few more in the truck.
I've definitely seen this before. Yeah.
Is there like a mechanic where you can like consecrate the ground?
Yes.
Here?
There are spells. There are rituals for that.
Yeah, because that might be a good thing for us to do before we leave.
Okay.
It would be, but that is beyond me.
Okay.
Oh,
well,
okay.
You guys have done well. I thank you for the RP. He pieces out. She wakes up.
Uh-oh.
Tied up.
Yeah, no, she wakes up and struggles and sneers and, what do you guys time for...
She would also be gagged because we know that there are verbal-only spells.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Yeah, and a breath weapon.
Sneering and hissing, but I'm...
And a breath weapon.
No, trust me. There is a multi-loop rope around her mouth as well.
Okay.
No, probably we would have doubled up and taken the chains that were on the dragon and wrapped them around her.
She looks at you each in turn and tries to say something with a P, maybe, at one of you, and then looks straight at the orc and says, "I surrender."
Oh, do you want redemption? You want redemption? You're totally turned now, right? You're good now, right?
Come on, don't be an idiot. I'm not good, but I surrender.
Right.
This could go a little easier for both of us if I took
I'm sure we'll take you back to the appropriate authorities.
Okay.
Albrecht will approach and request the aid of Lobrak and
Lobrak the
Glug.
bone saw.
Yeah, and take her, face her against the wall, so that she's not looking at us.
Okay, so we went from rapey to like racial cop harassment. Oh, against the wall.
Yep.
Oh no, I was thinking firing line.
Right, yeah. I wasn't quite sure where the firing squad was going, especially since I'm helping. But
just Muros picks up Lobrak.
I'm sorry, why did you leave me alive? Just for this shit?
This is fun. No. Just kidding.
This is why the greater community doesn't accept this
once
podcast.
she's faced against the wall, get the guys together. We'll have a little powwow. So, what do you want to do with her? Our new dragon friend said we should just slit her throat and be done with it. I'm not so inclined to be doing something so barbaric, but if a red dragon has a fear towards something, it's probably wise to be wary.
Can I have a knowledge roll in the tower?
of Arcana.
What knowledge would you like?
Anything you feel might be appropriate in this social situation.
Okay.
Social situation? Okay. I'll give you a society.
All right, nature. Got it.
Yeah, no, nature works, yeah. For the podcasting audience, we're all in there, yeah. Okay.
What else could be?
I'm checking the tower by placing my hands over my eyes and saying there are no dark side points in this system.
Yeah, so a little perception to try and see if she's being forthcoming or if she's being deceptive.
That said, what you guys choose to do, you will probably need to deal with my character a little bit because I'm not like a lawful good paladin, but I'm not going to be one for like
you've defeated her, killing her in cold blood before you at least try to redeem. Yeah, I would say that this is
pretty much approaching my anathema.
Why he might even end his cameo early and walk out of here.
Glug, want to toss a perception check in the tower there?
Yes. Actually, we should do that in the open, right? No.
Lobrak's gone to look for the horde. Dragon said over there, he's gone. Right.
Yeah, that's exactly where Lobrak is.
My perception has been dropped in the tower.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
Oh, versus
his stealth versus his stealth.
It doesn't work that way. It's not a roll-off, rules lawyer. You'd be the first to tell me this. It's your stealth versus his character.
But it's way
DC.
funnier.
His 19 versus your 34. Hilarious, but
it is.
Critical fail. He picks Lobrak up.
Did you need healing? And I start reaching out to nothing.
Yeah.
No, you're turning around talking to Albrecht. I will not stand for her being murdered. Knife slowly goes up to her throat.
Yeah, he lifts you up thinking you want to just talk. Perception's so bad. Anyway. Lobrak.
Yeah, that's...
Do you silence her? Like I said, she woke up, tried to say parlay, told the orc to his eyes, sparkling, I surrender. I told you that would come and fucking haunt you, Doug. Because now he's like, damn it, DM. Wrong way. That's right. Told you that would come and haunt you.
I will wait.
Claim surrender. And we...
So yeah, like I said,
troops
face her towards the wall, pull them together, and just say, so what do you want to see happen here? And then be like the dragon said, we should just slit her throat and be done with it because she's bad. And if a red dragon is saying that dragon chick is bad, she bad. She's like bad. Oakheart trusts your the group decision. He's obviously been scouting and is the side cousin, so I'm not gonna gonna do much for that. As for your other cousin, he doesn't want to change it to frog form because apparently the druid archetype has given him a focus spell wild shape, not an open spell or an ability, and he's been using his one focus point, shape-shifting, but the 1 minute, 10 minute, it hasn't jinxed or there's no need for retcon on anything Messina's done. But the actual mechanic is give him a focus point. He burns it, he shifts. Luckily for us, the way he's done it, it hasn't violated any rules, so I'm not worried. But I do want to acknowledge, because there's got to be a rules lawyer out there that's caught this by now, because we kept missing it. He doesn't want to change back in case this goes sideways. So, unless you speak tongue or something, Miros, or you and Al are so close that he just kind of I just get that he stays in frog form, and to be honest, I prefer him that way.
It's weird looking at that gnome and thinking.
Yeah, it's always been a bit off-putting.
Ever since the change.
I've been researching some polymorph on the side.
Let's assume that a dragon horde is enough to pay for his resurrection.
Could be.
Right, but he's already been resurrected.
He's been reincarnated.
Well, I mean,
so he's not dead.
First, you got to pay Lobrak for an accident to happen to Ryan. And then you'll
die again.
There's a method.
He's professional enough that it doesn't piss off the goddess of death, Pharasma, where you guys quote and I say, okay, ritual done, insert ritual cost here. Do you mind if we resurrect our friend again? So, yeah, we'll see.
Look, I thought he was a different gnome. I'm sorry.
Frog form is that gnome owed me money.
That frog owes me money.
Sorry, I'm just too happy and hyped up that we're here.
Yeah. So
derailing. So
what's your perspective on this, Sir Vicar?
Well, we obviously cannot kill her because we subdued her. Plain and simple. If we decided to kill her right off the bat, then we wouldn't have this issue.
Don't
Now
worry,
we have a moral issue.
I hear they're doing away with alignment soon.
I know, but right now we have a moral issue.
Yep.
We still have anathemas, so
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll just
yes.
question her. Get as much stuff we can from her and then decide from that.
yeah. And I think once we've done that, then
I gotta say, as a DM in 30 years, it's very rare. While I will not only accept but suggest that you have a guy with a knife to her throat, just in case, but let her talk at least. That one
Yep.
false verbal component, and
Yep.
They seem to have moral issues. I go for the throat. I snap the neck.
Yeah.
Lobrak, no.
he goes over and kills the gnome and says, "That's what's going to happen to you if oh shit."
roll your damage, Aiden. I'm going to Redemption's Glimpse at Aiden and use my reaction to absorb 11 points of that.
Okay. That would have been 22 points of damage. So
So you legit go and kill her before we get a chance to finish her?
it seemed like people have moral issues with it. I didn't want them to have to worry about
I
that.
see a problem. This is a very quick and simple solution.
Yes.
It's very good having you around.
Belmazar,
Clarity.
Did you attack? Like, did you target her?
Oh no, I did not directly
Okay.
target her.
No, it's
Sorry.
fine. So no, it's all right. I'll drag it, and we'll get on with this.
So it'd be 22 points minus 11.
Lobrak, no! I didn't even have a chance to talk to her first.
He gets out the cat spray. Psh, psh, psh. No,
Bad goblin. Bad goblin.
I'm sorry. Please go ahead. So you walk up, casually stab, do 22 points of damage. As a reaction, the paladin steps in, glimpse of redemption. You have a choice, not me. I shouldn't just take off the damage. It's actually Lobrak's choice. Do you want to do the damage minus 10 and take enfeebled and blah, blah, blah? Or do you want to, what are his choices at this point? Because Doug and I just went, and it less damage. Like, no, wait a minute, technically.
Yeah, good point.
Lobrak
I do
has
have
the
the
choice,
choice.
of what is it?
11 less or
You
no
hardly ever
damage at
do
all.
this. I forget. So it's, what
Yeah.
are the two choices?
So it's no damage at all and negate the damage, or it's damage minus 11, enfeeble 2, and good damage 1 persistent, though probably that's irrelevant because unless I don't think Lobrak's evil. I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, that
we'll
fits,
find it.
maybe.
I think he's evil.
We'll find out very soon.
He's acting evilly
I think
now.
Aiden is competing for the position to leave the podcast. We're not, it's him or me. Do we keep the paladin that keeps interjecting reactions, or do we keep the very efficient killing machine? Who are we going to take back to town?
So the wonderful snap that everyone hears is actually just an image and a video in Lobrak's mind as he lets go of it like, fine, glug glug.
So no
You
damage.
can talk to her. So I will not do damage.
That is so awesome because it happens and then it unhappens. She is freaked the fuck out. What the fuck just happened? Like, because it happens and then the
I
paladin makes
think you
it
better
unhappen.
want to answer our questions because I don't know if I can hold them all off if they get in their way.
Oh no, sorry. I
little
guess
intimidation happening.
no, I should
I have
say
that
it
too.
happens. It doesn't happen and unhappen. Sorry, glimpse of redemption is the moment of strike.
Yeah.
You feel his head, and it kind of nerfs the attack one way or the other.
Yeah.
So, no, sorry, that's very good role playing. I'm going to give you a
Guilts
hero
him
point
into
for that.
either not doing damage or doing less damage and feeling bad about
Yeah,
it.
I'm going to give Aiden a hero point for two reasons. I know it sounds messed up, but hear me out. First of all, he made the heroic choice not to kill it. Second, despite my DM explanation, I realize now that Aiden's videotape image idea actually matches your ability far better than my original explanation. So going with what Lobrak Aiden said initially, to apologize, and you actually did for him, it's fucking heroic. I mean, come on. To stay the blade every day, you know. So give yourself an extra point. Now you guys are all at the point where you're up 1. Scratch 0, scratch 2s. You all should have 1 across the board. Aiden's now at 2.
Yep.
Okay. Because we're at a new session, right?
So, I'll approach with Albrecht, and I will encourage Lobrecht to put his dagger to her throat.
Oh.
And say to him, if she starts casting, you know what needs to be done.
Okay.
Oh, fair enough.
And they'll be like, now I'm going to take this gag out. Don't you be doing anything foolish.
Nod.
We'll have a little talk.
Okay.
And with her facing the wall.
Breath weapon prevention.
Yeah. I will ungag her.
Watch her
So,
do that head spin around.
do you care to tell us exactly who the hell you think you are coming into this jungle and causing all of this ruckus?
A bit of a puff up that I can manage in bindings, as it were. And she says,
Belmazog, the chosen of Dahak.
We represent the lollipop. Sorry.
actually, well, there's
We
me
take
talking,
you very seriously.
there's me talking normally for that button, but I actually try to lower my voice, so I'm like Belmazog. That, like, I'm trying to lower as much as possible, so it's not through the roof like a munchkin.
So which direction is the Lollipop Guild? Is that where the horde was left?
Give me my underwear back and I'll show you.
Lobrak.
It wasn't me.
You pull the enchanted panties off of the antler because he's got them just hanging there.
It was one of the perv dwarves. I can't get their minds out of the mountains.
Do you know how they do tie the shoes together and throw them over the phone lines? That's what they did, and it just landed on Lobrak's.
I can't even reach up there. How do you think I did it?
So, I'll get into it. Like, what is this place? Why are you doing this?
Okay.
Like, you
Summoning Dahak's power to rip open the land with fire and deal with the Ukajay once and for all. Though now, I suppose, that may not work out.
Yeah. Well, I just figured out what we're doing with her. She can go back to the Ukajay, and they can slit her throat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we
I don't
fixed
know
your
if-
problem, and here is the
Culprit.
culprit.
Exactly.
Hey,
And
maybe
then-
this will
and
make up for the elephants.
Because I know about that.
What elephants? What are you talking about?
Because I know about the hawk. Like, why would you bring him? You think that the hawk is going to just take out your enemies and mosey on back to where he came from? No, if you bring that monstrosity into this world, you're sealing the end of everyone's fates.
No. Dahak will spare me. I'm the chosen
Sure.
one.
Yeah, he's notorious for his mercy. Good, right. So you're an idiot. But, like, what was the purpose? Why do you need all the gold?
And the dragon.
That's what Chiron said, and look what happened to him.
Yeah, he got away. Points at the hole in the roof.
Pull her head back.
She smiles at you knowingly.
and took whatever that. What was that thing you had impaled through the dragon?
A gift from my powerful allies that will certainly hunt you down. And rant.
Oh, cool. Yeah, powerful allies. Tell us about your powerful allies.
Red
The Scarlet Triad.
Foreigners, but they're helpful. I give them gold and they give me magic. We trade, I guess.
So they're after the money. Well, it makes sense why you'd be gathering it like this. But what was the purpose of chaining your dragon friend to the altar? Don't you worship them?
Because he chose me, and I chose a new body, a new avatar for the great god Dahak. Chiron changed his mind at the last minute. Fool! The glory, the sacrifice he could have had for true glory and power to our god Dahak. I really don't understand why he flaked at the last minute.
Yeah, it makes no sense to me either. So tell us a little more about this Scarlet Triad. What exactly are they after?
They were sent by Dahak, obviously, to aid me. What else matters?
Yep, an idiot.
Yep.
Hey, I noticed this, like anyone that has flying creatures and they put them all in one place in a nest for you guys to ambush instead of having them do fucking recon and to give away your positions like every other day is a moron. Tactically, anyway. But book 2, lower levels, so, kind of a smart play. From the writer's point of view, I kind of like it. Yeah.
And why would you have your people mining this gold when you knew it was poisonous? We came across your little operation. You damn near kill half your people.
Because it's gold. You people like money too, right? Despite the risks.
Tainted gold, yeah. All right, well, it's been a nice chat.
Dahak's curse is not for the chosen few. Those fools serve their purpose. If they die by Dahak's will and curse, so be it. But the Cinderclaws, the true worshippers, are protected from his curse.
Did you
Tell
guys
me a
ever
wee bit
figure
more
out
about
why
the
you got sick?
Cinderclaws? Are there more of you idiots running around?
I don't know. Some haven't reported in a couple of days. I'm sure what's left of my people will crush the Yuka-J, because they are still blinded.
We're down to the mop-up operation of the manager.
Does anybody else want to have a wee word with her before I shove this back in her mouth?
Just one question for me. What is the ritual that you were trying to perform? What was that?
Through Dahak's glory, the pillars we erected, siphoning Chiron's power, and the structure of the ancient god's avatar. Behold! And then
she looks up, like noticing, and her head cocks sideways, like, where are the eyes gone? Like for the first time.
Dahak will judge you, and wait a minute.
Huh. Just kind of looks like we're in a museum now, doesn't it?
It belongs in a museum.
We should probably go before it becomes nighttime.
I would insist someone plays an Indiana Jones character just because you're in the jungle, but because they actually had an Indiana Jones idiot bad guy running around, and I came up with his brother's journal to help you with the lore, I figured that was enough.
So, given the fact that we did carry a body all the way across the entire jungle through a portal and into someplace else to resurrect, we can take a prisoner back to the Yuka-J.
Absolutely. That's my vote.
Good vote.
That does absolve us of the moral quandary.
Yes.
I mean, my solution also absolves y'all of the moral quandary, but
Doesn't
fine.
but it creates another one.
Not if you aren't aware of it.
Well, Muros has a solution. He noms, feet sticking out, but doesn't chew or swallow. You guys have time to look at the horde and,
Yep.
he can carry her across the jungle, and if you decide
gag her back up and
Okay. So you guys ready to talk about the good stuff?
Yeah.
The fun stuff.
Story's done. Give us our toys.
Give us the loot.
Let me switch over to the notes page on my character.
Actually, if you switch over to the party sheet,
Yes, party
Ooh,
sheet.
the party sheet.
I
Ooh,
have
fancy.
a treasure parcel that I can drop into the inventory.
Sweet.
Parcel.
Excellent.
A parcel is in like a ton of stuff. It's part
No,
of
I know. I was saying, oh, it's a parcel. Oh, that's cool.
Oh. Ooh.
And then, yeah, we'll head out.
okay.
Do I have, hold on, before we leave this structure, do I have, I do not have a cozy cabin. So we shouldn't travel yet. We should rest here before we go.
you could say
Oh, barbecue. We're going to have a barbecue.
Barbecue.
Roast up
We
some
just spent
hell
a lot of. I mean, we probably shouldn't sleep in this room because it's got a big hole in the ceiling.
Okay. Well, while you guys are figuring out about molten gold and prisoner transportation, shall we count some coins?
Yes, let's do it.
Oh, sure. That's always fun.
I have added to the party sheet, and it's been absorbed into your already a substantial.
Holy
gold
crap, we're
Holy
rich.
830 gold, 3,950 silver, 7,800 copper, and a sack with 20 gold nuggets in it that you guys value at 50 gold each.
Oh, yeah.
Each. Oh, sweet.
Dang.
And 4 items.
Ooh. I didn't even see those.
Unidentified.
Yes.
That's
I'll
right.
spend some time to identify for sure.
So while you guys are like counting the money, the wizard's like in a corner going, "What's this?"
Yeah, exactly.
Throw him in the tower, buddy.
For identification.
Throw him in the tower. Now,
Arcana, right?
Your dice have not betrayed you so far. You figured out most shit.
Can I help since I'm trained in Arcana, or is it
Sure,
just
you can aid. No, you can aid another. I don't see why not.
Well, I also realized I have 2 unidentified items on my character sheet.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
I don't know what they're from.
Those would probably be the.
Do you need 4
Eyes.
Arcana checks? Is that what you did, Matt? Do you drop 4, Matt, or just 1?
I dropped 4 into the tower.
All right, I'll do that too.
Identified item number 1 is okay. So the first item you have, Loprak, is an elixir of life that was probably overlooked from a drag over that you guys knew what was
Probably, yeah.
what. Okay. I found a bunch of identified items today on the dwarves when I was looking over character sheets.
Okay.
The next is an actual lesser healing potion itself.
Okay.
Okay. I think it's just those 2. Yeah, just those 2.
Yeah, I only had 2.
And I had sometimes you guys like pulled a fist into your inventory so you could have an actual fist punch in your actions, and it came up identified from yours. So I clicked on a bunch of stuff and tried to do a bunch of rectifying, and that's what led me to go, oh crap, spell, focus point, what's going on here. Okay. Item number 1. A wand of Dimension Door.
Ooh, that's nice.
This is a 9th level item.
Oh.
And kind of uncommon. Next, we have what is known. Now, this one, funny enough, I had them in an order here, and I'm going through rolls. Your best roll happens to line up with the second item. A 9th level weapon. As black as coal, this blade grows more potent in darkness, while in bright light, it functions as a +1 short sword and doesn't appear to radiate a magical aura to detect magic or similar spells, unless they are 4th or higher rank, which you just blew out of the water. In dim light or in darkness, the Gloom Blade becomes a +2 striking short sword. Whenever you use the Gloom Blade to attack a creature undetected by you, you will deal an additional 1d6 precision damage.
All right, that's clearly for me. So I'm just going to go ahead and reach out and pick that up because that couldn't be more.
Yeah, you take that and walk it right out of my fucking campaign, if you please. Thank you. That would be greatly appreciated.
Although suddenly Aiden is reaching through the Zoom screen at me. I don't know why.
I have grabbed Glug Glug, suplexed him, and grabbed the sword from him. And that one's mine.
That is a cool item. And yes, that does seem very appropriately to go into the hands of our rogue.
Okay. Next, we have a rare, not uncommon, not common, only 8th level, but a rare item. And I swear, I did not know this when I screwed up Joe's spell and went to like, oh, and it pulled out kind of random lists of acts as. There's an actual Rod of Wonder in the treasure hoard. It is so cool. Some of these effects are instant victory in battle, and some are like, wow, we just made a lot. No, it's more like we just made this battle worse for us in 10 different ways. So the question is, do you have the guts to use it and keep it? Because if you sell it off in town, I guarantee it will come back and bite you in the ass.
Does sound fun, doesn't it?
Uh-huh.
You guys should at least carry it because you never know.
Now, I'd like to know something from the rules lawyers. Can anyone use a wand? Can anyone use a rod? I understand the wands don't have charges. They're just kind of like one a day and a one a day and a one a day. But that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Forever one a day is better than the 30 charges and it's done.
Very much.
So
that I don't actually know.
One a day plus overcharge.
well, just something to look into. But when you actually pull out the wand, we'll probably discuss rules lawyerish how they work later. But the finale, the most powerful item, 10th level, uncommon, is called Joytoy's Feather.
What?
A Joytoy's Feather is a shimmering red and gold feather, seemingly almost metallic, although delicate and flexible to the touch. Though most are made from true Joytoy feathers, as a reclusive outsider that avoids visitors from the prime material plane, their connection to positive energy lent the spell hearts their name. First of all, armor, you gain a +2 bonus to saving throws against death and negative energy effects.
That's fancy.
Second, you can affix it to a weapon instead, and the weapon gets the disrupting rune while affixed, as in disrupt undead. So you can put on your armor and get saves, or you can put it on your weapon and get disruption. Okay. When you activate it, you can activate it to cast a spell, stabilize. You can activate it to cast a spell once a day, 5th level Vital Beacon. You can activate it to cast a spell once a day. You cast Healing Well. You can activate it to cast a spell once a day. You cast 6th level Healing Well. You can cast a spell, activate once a day. You cast Field of Life. And finally, once a day, you can cast Vital Beacon. I said that twice. I don't understand why.
Because it's
That means
really
twice
important.
a day.
It doesn't work that way, but yeah.
I mean, hey, Vital Beacon's really solid, just as a base.
Its category is called Trappings of Power.
Wow.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. I mean, y'all should have Vicar. It's obvious that Vicar should probably carry it, but it also, other than the weapon piece, it should almost be put on somebody who isn't Vicar if they can use those abilities, because then you spread your healing ability around to other members of the party. But
True.
Fair.
No,
but
that's
attaching that to his weapon is
you guys, like, all Gloomblade for the rogue jokes aside, you guys have time to sort this out, right? So, like, like, we got 1 wizard, 2 wizard items, but if anyone can use a wand, I would hate to see what Miros would do with Dimension Door. I really would. Like, he already loves life leaping, and that fucker got like 120 feet.
I was going to ask about Rogue's proficiency with using magical items in this system. Is that a thing?
Not specifically that I'm aware of.
So
just you with Dimension Door. Rack with the Dimension
I
Door.
would like to wrap this up inside of 1 episode. So you guys rest, heal, wait, new day, respell. Nobody comes knocking tonight.
Excellent.
You cart our friend all the way back to the Ukaj?
Yep.
Try to.
I will dedicate a significant portion of my waking time, whatever. My main objective is to keep her safe, alive, and restrained. I see it as a responsibility that she is my prisoner.
Yep.
Okay.
We'll make her like
she's our prisoner, but
Okay.
Vox number 2.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Okay. So dozens of perception checks versus Lobrak's stealth DC, obviously, is what's coming.
I am not going to attempt to
Especially in
use
that
my
night with
new
that
cool sword to kill her, okay?
I don't know, man. The thong fits on your head so nice. You know, there's a frat party with the Gripply tonight. I'm just saying. It's, you know. The queen twin elves that rule the Ukajay, the warrior and the wizard, Os Panin and Os Astu, welcome you. Have a feast in your honor. And as we add up the sad ass IP points that could have got you so much more cool shit, I will say this. With the defeat of Balmazog and Dahak's skull destroyed. Oh, wait a minute. Did you leave that thing standing?
Which thing?
The skull.
Do we leave it standing? I do believe so.
Well, that's why I was asking about consecrating the ground.
Oh, the ritual before we left. Sorry. So when you consecrate the ground and you study the ritual, not just the dragon for the latest thing, he was talking himself, but it's the actual bones, like the skull, the structure, gives the dragon-headed pillars power. So the blindness actually comes from the skull.
So we should destroy this.
Right. So he pulled the eyes, which shut it down, but so the ritual is kind of like, you know, like how you do the workaround with the trap, you shut it off, but you didn't disarm it.
Yeah.
So he's shut the trap off and they go, we can see, but you really probably don't want to leave this thing standing. So
no, we don't.
If you don't, the elves will be able to see, come here and destroy it anyway. But
no, I think we would take the time to do it.
Yeah, sorry. In my excitement of treasure, I kind of overlooked the whole. Oh yeah. Well, you guys were throwing all.
By the way,
no, you guys did like several sets of rolls ago. You guys were asking me and throwing stuff while I was talking to somebody else. So I look back, they're there. So you're good. All right. Where are we? The Ukajay over the next couple days while we party, like there's no 1999. They quickly rout the rest of the Cinderclaws that flee or perish in their jungle. And while obviously this mostly benefits the elves of the Leopard clan, who you've now become somewhat accustomed to, and now we have Al sitting down working out trade agreements. You know?
Yep.
And we actually have you guys invite the Gripleys to attend. And who else did you? And the Kobolds? You guys made some allies. Do you reach out over the next few days while you're here and like get the elves to bring the kobolds that are suffering, to bring the Gripply to party with? Because Queens, you have not had weed until you have Gripply weed. I'm just, you know,
it's wild.
Yeah, Ewok party. You know, that's what I'm trying to set up here. After some good times,
maybe on the way back we'll stop and pick up some Gripply mushrooms.
Yeah. This
get some of that good old green. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So not only, well, a little change of ambience here. Not only does it secure the Leopard clan, it also secures you guys from assaults from Breach Hill. Because remember, you had the Cinderclaws in your basement when you first went down there to the portals. They were there. So this drives them out. They're not going to be coming through the gate, overwhelming with new numbers to take out, because the elves have to like put a scouting party. Remember the 40 dudes high, right? So this solves a lot of problems for you guys as well.
Sweet. And then so set up certain trade agreements and
perhaps you've made important allies. There were several like Nikita and stuff, you know, that we can discuss in the future. I'm going to put a pin in that. We'll get into
Alberts and opportunists and the Milwaukee Expanse is very far away from where we are currently located. And having the ability to get goods from there instantly to Breach Hill.
Okay.
I mean, he's also smart, so he's not going to flood the market. He's going to trickle that stuff in and charge the premium. This came from the Milwaukee Expanse price.
Okay. Gifted to the party, Miro Sandvilbender, Vicar Niles Albright, Albrecht Stonechucker, Oakenheart, Lobrak the Goblin of who knows where, Breach Hill, and Glug Glug of Lake, is it Orca Lake? What?
Sure.
Orca, or you know, the orc from over there, stone's throw away.
Yep. Exactly.
You have their thanks, their gratitude, and after obviously being equipped and not only like going in with a couple people, making allies, building your party from people that are actually here in the jungle. You picked up the orc or whatever, and he's a champion. Like, you know, they're impressed. They have decided to gift you and trust you with the keep and care of the elven portals beyond their gate. They will control Hunter's Gate from this side, and they're willing to discuss at least trade agreements in the future with Al. And they gift you guys with a star knife.
The heck is a star knife?
It is the
Ooh.
Desna knife, the 4-pointed handle in the middle. It's got the 4 points that go out either side.
Okay.
It's a really cool, very specific dagger. Its name is
It has a name?
Yes, its name is Eclipse. And like the arrowhead for Hunter's Gate, they tell you that it is the key for the Dream Gate, the gate which the statue of the goddess of Desna is responsible for and faces back in Breach Hill.
So mental note, don't sell it. Is that what you're telling us?
Yes, it is a key.
Luckily, they gave this to you in a ceremony according to the module, as opposed to you guys finding it going, okay, what's junk, what's sellable, what's keepable, you know.
Sounds like a cool weapon, though.
Mm-hmm.
That does sound cool.
So that there are 5 gifts for 5 players. The kindness that you show to the kobolds when you bring their leader here, she gifts the party her 8th level Greater Staff of Fire.
Whoa. Congrats, Matt.
You can have like a bandolier of wands and stuff. Yeah, no. I
Al
like it.
shows up with the rod, the wand, you know. Then they give him the staff. Okay, thanks, you know. Like Doug said, certain items can be spread around, need be kind of thing.
Well, we'll have to take a look at the rules as to using magical items, because I would love for our rogue to have Dimension Door. I think that would be a very powerful thing.
Yeah, you think?
However, this gesture is a moot point. I don't need to come up with 5 items. There were only 4 because our party is about to be lesser. Doug, as you know, is only doing a cameo. So perhaps I thought I would give you guys a choice that if you decide to claim or give Glug Glug an item, that it does leave the party, scaling us back down to 4. Yeah. But there's also the argument that if you'd killed the kobold, you could have took her staff. And usually, usually they reward kindness so that people just don't do the murder hobo thing. They give you the XP as if you defeated them, and you know, sometimes toys or whatever. And I'm looking at the horde, and you fought a red dragon. No, you didn't fight the red dragon. You fought a sonic acid.
The red dragon.
Yeah, you know.
That's worth some credit.
You fought a fire-breathing cult. You know, why not earn the fire staff at the end? So, giving it some thought. Because I'm a benevolent DM, we're going to kick in the fire staff for free.
Thick.
After Vicar Niles and the UKJ heal the Cobalt people, they determine that the gold, all of it, is covered in arsenic and cursed. And they are willing to gift you the staff and healing in exchange for not removing any of the cursed gold from their lands. The mine,
I don't
the
want
molten.
their cursed gold.
No, but you guys are walking around with a bag of 50 nuggets of it, plus the bars you already had, plus your pool of molten lava that we're going to go back to, plus the mine we're going to go fishing in and excavate, like, you know, type of thing. So
negotiate nothing more than what we already have.
Personally will not touch any of the gold.
But you learn
just say
that
we won't get any more than what we have on us now.
No, but that's fair, and it is a part of their religion.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's funny that they have an actual game mechanic for the curse. Somehow there's arsenic in the ground, or like for whatever's going on, like all this gold that comes out ends up coated in arsenic. And that's why they were getting sick. That's why you two almost got sick. I don't think you actually figured out it was the gold bars that you remember day one? You come through, you find a gold bar, freaking gold, man. So
we did sell those in Breach Hill.
Yep,
We did.
Yep. That's why we have Goblin Lair, because the foreman's dead, you know. Pay with gold bars to the fucking dwarf. He's dead. Pisani, dead. That would be funny if the gold made its way to Pisani and those assholes all got killed. That would tie that up nicely, wouldn't it? We'll have to go back to town and see what's going on. The Yukajay have long protected this portal key, as well as the Hunter's Arrowhead, and they see that you guys do have, despite your mercantile trading, which is actually a kind of a better, hi, we're merchants as opposed to we're adventurers and we want fame and gold. It's actually kind of a, you know, a slightly nicer slant than the typical, we're murder hobos, help us, we'll help you. They're digging that they entrust you with both keys. You have one. Now they give you the second one, which could possibly continue your quest to build the greatest brewery empire by going through yet another portal. But with all this money that we're now lugging around, you guys now could possibly go through and invest again in your home. Because
which is the plan.
The upkeep and rebuilding of the castle, as we go back and find out that many more days, you guys are up to like 80 days now, you know, repairs that are still finishing and almost finished are going to start turning into upgrades, training facilities, weapon facility, you know, the type of thing. So book 2 ends with a celebration, a feast, thanks. Yeah, a little heavy-handed with the medical, but hey, you got a staff of fire versus like all that cursed gold. You guys might want to have a mini quest of perhaps going to Breach Hill, tracking down that gold like you did the Arrowhead and getting it safely back, you know, with apologies, right? They're willing to discuss trade in the future, but not right now. They send out their scouts to sweep through the jungle, reclaim their lands, drive out the cult, make sure that the Hawk Skull is, you know, killed or whatever. And they return with a Ysoki druid, an ape, and an elven ranger. Lobrak's former companions.
Oh.
And there's talk at the end of this party, maybe the next day, of early in the morning, a figure gets up. Everyone else is partied out. This figure perhaps sneaks away from both parties they have joined, or slips away from the people and all the fuss that they are not used to, and approaches the hunter's gate, seeking some kind of sign, seeking some kind of message, what to do with oneself. If it is one person I'm hinting at, a recent party addition, is it just time to move on to the next party, Lobrak, to the next adventure? You are rich. That last bit with the morals, you know, these guys could hinder you. Maybe it's time to exit stage left. If it is the orc seeking signs from God, you have run into some religious bumps, shall we say, teasing you with, let's hear the platitudes, let's hear the lip service, but your failure at the mine and your redemption, your hard work at a slow redemption in yourself, the extra role-playing and stuff, have not gone unnoticed by me or your God. You guys have role-played all of your characters exceptionally, except for Joe, but we don't expect much from him. And
rough dude, man. He had some gold. There were some nuggets that he dropped.
There was a whole episode that
I know, right?
I just need to assure you all that I cannot be bribed with gifts.
And Surfer dude Caden Kalilian is like the best representation of a god.
We're coming back. We're coming back to
free
that,
the secret cut. Free.
Yeah, I guess your voices were heard, not mine. Daddy's pleased, in a nutshell. And as the sun illuminates,
Okay, you know what? I'm leaving because you just called yourself daddy. Fuck it.
Lobrak on the east side of the gate, sun's coming up, decisions to be made, and Glug Glug on the west side of the gate. As the sun comes up, you guys each reveal that you're both there in your ponderings. Who goes? Who stays? Do we both join the party? I think I will give the players a chance for some self-reflection, but not decision yet. So starting with Lobrak, we met you at 5th level. I would love to go back and throw you in some 1st level dungeon or something going like, Lobrak the prequels. Right?
Oh, yeah.
And why did you leave your first party? Why join these guys? Do you like the money angle, the merchant angle? Like, what made one party more appealing than the other?
I mean, part of it was the previous party just kind of split, and I wasn't really expecting it. Because I think one of them ran off into the jungle, and then one was just kind of hanging around. And I liked the energy of the dwarves and the human dwarf thing.
They tolerated you. They let you do your own thing. I'm not saying they did turn a blind eye, but they weren't constantly scolding you or controlling you. Okay.
It allowed a lot more freedom. That I picked up a lot from Euros.
Yes, you've
once I
become
started learning from
one
him.
of his acolytes. I mean, you're not just the monk dedication, but we joked about goblin acolytes, and here you are, goblin, his prime acolyte.
Yep.
Working your way up the martial arts mastery, one vertebrae at a time.
I got a chain of them.
Yeah, he wears it around his neck. It looks like was it Predator?
I mean, you joke, but on my sheet, I literally have a necklace that has the beta dragon teeth, the pterodon teeth, rock talon.
Oh yeah, I know. He's got all these trophies, right?
The tooth from Sweet Tooth, the Nessian Warhound canine fang, and then 3 chimera items.
No, that's cool. Little. If you look at the artwork, right? I was talking to the guy, and I didn't have too much of a chance to consult with Aiden at the time. And the guy wanted a decision, and I was like, I remember something Aiden said about like he's built for stealth. He looks like this miniature Conan the Barbarian with the cross belt fur trim kind of boots and all like the sandally Roman boots, and he's got the helmet and everything. And I'm glad you're happy with the outcome. But new art in the future, right? What's next? We will answer in the future. Glug Glug.
I have learned something from my god in this last fight. Trying to figure out where things start, where things end, and where I should put my faith and trust.
I am so tempted to say see you next time, but go ahead. No, go ahead, buddy.
I think I need to see more. I don't think it's time to go back home yet. I need to see what's next.
Okay. There is a human fortress the dwarves have taken over through a portal, but you have yet to go to Breachfield, the town, and see a human town. And they're talking of going through yet another gate to a completely who knows where, the way the dwarves have been talking. Like, you gotta forget, like, even though it sounds like I'm springing some of the characters, these guys have the travel time, endless campfire nights to discuss each other, their hopes, their dreams, their, get to know each other kind of thing, or just reflect quietly, not without sharing, on, what they're going to do, what their purpose is, that kind of thing. And I just wanted to check in once again with these 2 characters that were added to the party. Now, Oakhart was a light cameo, thanks very much to Matt Spiegler. Thank you so much to Samantha Curl for our Elven Ranger. Matt's doing a German druid Soki on the fly. Joe's ever ready to do a backup character because he got targeted by every monster. Aiden agreeing to play a rogue or ranger because I said we needed one when Frank left the show. And what started off as what I didn't think you were going to play as a serious character, like you named your champion Glug Glug, with a southern accent, has redeemed his way into my heart.
Oh, I'm glad you surrendered to me.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's not hero point worthy, but that was good. So, as the party finally rises, bids their farewells, and joins the 2 of you in your reflective states at the Hunter's Gate, beyond the gate lies checking on construction, investments, or whatever.
Yep. Downtime.
In season 3, a certain amount of gold, possibly set aside for Doug's contribution, or Aiden's contribution, 5 guys in a party is more powerful than 4. And I didn't penalize you guys gold, I did not penalize you guys XP, but I'm thinking with the thought of perhaps one of them, both of them, or whatever, returning to the party, I'm going to ask them to, if they leave, that they go on their own adventures, maybe something we can even cover as a side homebrew kind of thing, that they level with the party. So if they could return halfway through book 3 or book 4 or whatever the future holds. We're doing this because we're actually going to try and streamline a lot of our shows. Our content is bogged down, and one of the things we think is guilty is because we're having too much fun with too many people on one mic. So we're going to try the classic 4 players, 1 DM, go to town. This is our formula that we're testing in the new year. This does not mean we're kicking Doug out of the show. It does not mean you will not see, Sam, Matt, or brand new people in this show. But for now, before I reveal who's staying and who's going, the party will go through this gate. If either one chose to say goodbye now, and then maybe changed their mind and showed up next Tuesday, like right under your feet, going, "Oh, I changed my mind. Here I am." Albrick, Vicar Niles, what would you say to these guys that helped bring you so much further to your own quest, if you thought you were bidding them farewell at this point?
That's a good question.
If I may, because we can pick this up right here. You guys sit right here in the ruins at the Hunter's Gate where it all began and have a drink. And we will see you all. Yeah. We'll see you all. He throws up a cozy cabin. Luxury. Defiles the ruins.
These glowing eyes coming through the portal thing.
Yeah.
We're all just kind of sitting in a little line. I'm standing up off to the side with my shield up.
That's what I'm going to have. You guys are like sleeping, and then just like the portal glows and pulsates. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us. Season 2 ends. We will see you again in a couple of months' time. Season 3 has been confirmed by Mongers and Diceways Entertainment. We will return. We have some other projects to test. We have some weeks to go by. When you finally get to this episode and it drops in December, we will return to this show in the new year. Not 6 months, like a couple weeks, couple months, that type of thing. I'm not going to say when, but watch out for it. And for some changes in cast, crew. And thank you so much. I love playing D&D as a teenager. I absolutely love GMing these guys in Pathfinder as I continue to learn from them and from you and hopefully entertain you. Thank you so much. I am GM Jeff Ball, and we will see you in the new year, 2024, and in the new book, Book 3.